Hi guys, good evening and welcome to Vision Radio 345. It's me, Mr. Cain, with my good brethren Ironman. Last time we was on air was a couple of weeks back, or a couple of months back, wasn't it?
A long time, yeah. It's a few months back, I think.
A few months back.
Yeah.
But we're back again to talk about something completely different today. We're going to talk about how women have reached the age of 63 and are single. I mean, let's just go straight into it, you know?
Yeah,
I mean, what did you find out about this particular article that you read?
Well, first of all, I mean, she's not uncommon. And I think it would be good for me to read the article first.
Go ahead,
Excuse the glasses, they broke on the way here. The article is entitled, I Regret Belittling Men at 63. A few years ago, I went to Italy with my then boyfriend, James. As we sat tucking into a plate of frutti di mare at a seaside restaurant, I struck up a conversation with the waiter in Italian. While I was enjoying myself, James sat glumly and fiddled awkwardly with his phone. Back at the hotel room, he asked why I had ignored him by speaking in a language he didn't understand. He said I had managed to make him feel small.
Wow.
Yeah. So there's more to the article, but we're going to stop right there. Pause right there for a second.
So what are we getting from this? I mean, listen, I mean, have you been in that situation where a woman is making you feel very small, very undermine your authority, and not your authority, but undermine your views? We're going to get to the authority, but start undermining your views, chipping away, and making you feel like you have no say. I mean, that kind of feeling, if you think about it, is it's not a good place to be in terms of the person respecting you, because, as you know, men just want respect. And once these things start to drip into relationships, then we start having a problem. Start to itch away and break away.
It's okay if you're maybe in a dating phase. If you're married, it's a huge problem.
Yeah.
It's a huge problem if you're already committed in a relationship and that woman feels it necessary to behave like that. And you often hear it being said, oh, it's because men aren't doing what they're supposed to do. You know, they're not living up to that, you know, blah, blah, blah. We've heard all of this stuff being, you know, coming back at men.
Yeah.
But we also hear it when they say it's because of him and his behavior. He doesn't respect me, so I don't respect him. When men don't react like that, we still get the same thing. And it's a problem. I can also almost hear some people saying, well, "What about those men are disrespectful? Those men aren't. They don't treat their wives like wives."
Yeah.
And there are men like that.
No, absolutely.
But in this case, we're talking about someone who says that they're 63 years old or in their 60s and they regret belittling men because that's what they were taught.
So in that, what I'm getting from the article so far is that she's been doing this over many years.
Yeah.
And now you're at the age of 63 and you don't have a partner, or if you did, you had them and it didn't last.
Yeah.
They weren't going to stick around because of certain behavior. So I think it's not the matter that she's reached 63 and she has nobody. I think the behavior hasn't actually changed from the time she has been in those relationships.
It's probably contributed to what's happened to her in history. It's contributed to her being single and partnerless for most of her life. It's very sad, and it's happening, and a lot more people that are coming into maturity, into their later life, and they're actually saying that they've identified what the problem is. Some people do not want to recognize what the problem is.
Yeah.
But a lot of women
don't want to self-reflect.
They don't want to self-reflect, and a lot of women are coming into that reality, that self-awareness. Shall we read more?
Yeah. Just before we go and do click and subscribe on this channel. The number to call is 07585364475. You can leave a text message on, or you can drop us an email at visionradio345@gmail.com. You can also check out information on our website, which is www.visionradio345.co.uk. Remember to click and subscribe to support this channel. So Ian, we're going to go and continue with the article that we've got here.
Yeah. So we left off of where she was oblivious, and sorry, how she managed to make him feel small. I could see his point. I spent quite a while chatting away, oblivious to how he must be feeling. I then went on to joke that as the Italian speaker, I would order for us. After all, he didn't know what osso buco meant. I was showing off. It wasn't the first time something like this had happened to me. I have always taken the driving seat, been determined to get the last word, and was too busy with books to master the art of charm.
Wow.
I'm convinced that the reason I'm still booking a table for one at the age of 63, instead of having settled with a significant other, is because, like so many women of my generation, feminism had ruined my love life.
Wow. Just stop there a minute, because wow, so she's now, for what I'm getting, she's reflecting on what's gone on. And because of her behavior and her state of mind, going into this system of she doesn't think that she doesn't think that, the man can't say anything. She must be in control. She must have the last word. And then she's going into this thing, what they now call feminism. What's happened is this kind of movement or organization has been around for some time now. And now we're seeing the outcome of what feminism is. You can see what's happened. She's got no love in her life. All those things that we just mentioned. I'm just going to play a clip of what this person said about feminism and how when these things come into play, the only reason why it's there is to just break the family. But at the time, some women don't see it. Some women do. The ones who do see it are what I call the ones that are informed. They've done the reflection. They could see what's going on. They've realized that is not the way to keep the family together. So let's just play this clip and listen to what this person had to say about feminism. She actually said it was a lie. If you agree, drop your notes or send us an email, visionradio345@gmail.com, or leave a text message 07958 364475. That's the number to call. So let's go ahead and listen to this clip.
Feminism was never about choice or freedom. It was about control. When women were given the right to vote, many thought it was a symbol of empowerment. But behind the scenes, it was a brilliant strategy orchestrated by the elites. Why? Because once women could vote against their husbands, the government gained two things: more power and more tax revenue. It was a strategic attempt to break up the nuclear family. Now husbands and wives didn't need to agree. They could simply live like roommates and have different political views, separate bank accounts, and different goals. And just like that, the government became the head of the home.
Now, I just want to stop there because the head of the home. Now, we've talked about this many, many years ago about how systems which are in place are there to break up the nuclear family, or the family that what people are trying to keep together. And she made some really good points there. Now, we're not saying it's all their fault. It's not all women's fault. But the movements that they've put out there for women to I'll say, get attracted to, or, get information about themselves is now turned into a lie.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And I think it's very important to kind of highlight that and focus on that. It's a lie. It always was a lie. And people have been deceived by this philosophy and doctrine about women's liberation. And we often hear people joke about, women's lib being a downfall of society and things like that.
Yeah.
But it is a lie, and it always was a lie. Now, there have been toxic men, and men weren't ruling righteously. But the thing is, we've got to remember the words of Yeshua.
Yes.
And Yeshua said the head of the home is the man. And the head of the man is Christ.
That's
and if
right.
that man has his head with Christ and his heart with Christ, then he's going to rule righteously. And because men began to abuse that power, then everything fell out of sync anyway. But the head of the home is the man. Anything that has two heads is considered to be a monster. And we can't have two heads. I mean, everything has a function. My fingers can't say to my eyes, I want to do the job of the eyes. The fingers and the hand has a very important function.
That's
Everything in the body has a function. Just like in the corporation, they call that a body. And it has a head, it has a CEO. Too many heads will spoil the broth.
Yeah.
Too many cooks will spoil the broth.
Let's continue with the clip and hear what else you have to say about this feminine movement and the organization.
Yeah.
I'm not ignoring that they were terrible men at the time mistreating their wives, but the laws that were set in place to keep husbands and wives united financially and politically were not because of the patriarchy. It's because American society valued Christian biblical principles at the time. Jesus said, "What God has brought together, let no man separate." But feminism encouraged women to separate from their household, their husbands, and their family. And now look at the fruit of feminism. 50% of marriages lead to divorces, with 70 to 90% of those being initiated by women. Nearly half of women are projected to be single and childless by the age of 30, and depression and anxiety has never been higher in both men and women. This is what freedom gave us, a generation of women chasing after independence, yet they are more lonely and less fulfilled more than ever before. So please do not fall for the feminist ideology, because feminism was never about choice or freedom.
Wow. Okay, it's not us saying this. Let's just make this clear. It's not us. This is what we're getting from social media, because that's the age we live in of information. People are making their views and their opinions about a number of things. It is not us saying it. This is what we're hearing.
And these are two accounts, two separate accounts from two different women, not two different men, not chauvinistic men. These are two different women. That last commentary that you heard was a woman. This one that I started to read out was a woman in her 60s, has now reflected in her life, become a lot more mature, and regretted some of her actions. Now, this is a mild case of disrespect. There are extreme cases of disrespect out there.
Yeah.
You know, and let's face it, feminism is a lie. It's a lie from the enemy. Yeshua said that his words will never pass away. All things will pass away. And many people I've heard over the years say, "Oh, don't believe all of that kind of stuff. Religion starts wars and all that." But we can see that the proof of the pudding is in the eating. And Yeshua's words over 2,000 years ago, the scriptures that we're meant to live by. And if we had lived by that, we would
principles.
We wouldn't be at this stage now.
Yeah, and we're not here to point the finger at anybody, because nobody's perfect. We are all in a state in whichever way we are. But we're talking about recognizing behavior, reflecting, and then amending that. Now that can be difficult, obviously, because we've got different levels of trauma, etc. There's
life experience.
Exactly. There's tags onto it. There's loads of narratives around what we're talking about. So we're not saying we've got the wonder pill. All we're trying to say is that these things happen, and when you don't reflect on these things, you don't get a better quality of life for yourself.
And now that woman's 63, and she's regretted it.
Yeah,
she's regretted it. She's single, and there's so many women out there that I hear saying these things these days. I think the younger ones aren't at that reflective stage yet. They're still in the stage of, I want to be right. I want to be right. Now we've got to realize as well that you know, Christ is the head of the home. Christ should be the head of every man. And because we've been trying to deal with this in our own esteem, with our own strength, and one thing I've realized is that young men haven't got a clue. They haven't got a clue of how to deal with this toxic masculine behavior, because it's not righteous masculine. Is toxic masculine. So, as a young man, you know, if somebody fronts you like that, it's usually another man, and you know how to deal with it. But when a woman presents herself as a man, how do you deal with that?
With manly behaviors.
And some of us some men do revert and retaliate, as if to say, well, you're going to front me like a man, I'm going to deal with you like a man. That's not the right way. Now, we're not advocating that, but we're saying that the scripture says a soft answer turns away wrath, but harsh words stirs up anger. That is wisdom.
Yeah, but you've got to learn how to say the soft word first.
Exactly.
So that's where we need to start from. So we're gonna take a break. And I'll tell you what, we're going to come back with in the second part of our short podcast or short show. And we're going to talk about the hurricane which just hit Jamaica.
Yeah.
It's a Cat 5. But as you know, there's a load of stuff on social media talking about weather change, talking about HARP.
Technology, yes.
Technology. Yeah. And other things that which people are thinking now, which may have triggered that hurricane. Also, in that as well, there are people who was actually there and they're going to have their views about it. So stay tuned. We'll be back just after this break.
Are you looking for that slick look, style and creativity? MRC Braids will give you that drop gorgeous look. Shades of braids, mix and match to keep you looking crisp, sharp and classy, but not sassy. We're easy to find. Just go to MRC Braids on Instagram. Ciao!
Are you looking for ways to catch up on your English, Maths, Science, French, Spanish and Computer Science GCSE course? Look no further. Contact Online Grade Booster Hub with its highly qualified and experienced teachers. Call 07575 592734 or email onlinegradeboosterhub1@gmail.com. We're here for your future.
Have you started up a new business venture and looking for advertising space? Our team at Vision Radio 345 are offering spaces for you to advertise your business. We're here to support your business. If you have just started out or already established, we will be happy to help you further grow your business. For more information, call 07585 364475 or email us at visionradio345@gmail.com.
Vision Radio 345. Best in music.
Welcome back to the
serving
studio.
our community.
Obviously, we took the headphones off this time because I was like,
Better off without them.
You're better off without them anyway. But welcome back to Vision Radio 345. Myself, Mr. Cain, and the Ironman. As we mentioned in our first segment of the show, we talked about women in relationships, and if you probably heard, the 63-year-old woman who ended up with literally
no partner.
No partner, actually. Yeah. So the second segment of the show is, as you know, just last week, we should say the last week or so, a huge hurricane has hit Jamaica, the island of Jamaica, a place where people love to go on holidays, see family. A great place. It's a great place for tourism because that's what actually runs Jamaica, literally tourism. What have you got to say about that? Because obviously there's loads of things happening out there at the moment.
It's something that's very close to my heart. Being a Jamaican myself, being an expat abroad, it's very serious. I've got family, I've got loved ones out there that I still haven't heard from in the Montego Bay part of the island. Hurricanes aren't anything new, but before I begin, I think it's just to say that the people of Jamaica, if they get listening, you're constantly in my prayers and in my thoughts, and us here in the diaspora are trying to organise relief for you to get to you.
Yeah.
That's one thing I want to say, and stay tuned to Vision Radio. You're going to hear more updates on that.
It's Vision Radio 345.
345. So you're going to hear more. You're going to hear more updates on the relief efforts that we will be organising. Hurricanes aren't nothing new to that region, and in fact, we're in hurricane season. What's so different about this one is that it was a Category 5, the highest recorded. When I was growing up, I heard about 51 storm. There were records made about it. You remember, Mr. Cain?
Yeah.
And then after that, Hurricane Gilbert hit in 1988, and that was a Category 3, and it devastated the island. 51 devastated the island because of the fact that the houses were board. They didn't have the infrastructure like they've got now, but the houses were board houses, so there was more loss of life. Gilbert itself hit the island, and it took them by surprise. So it did cause a lot of devastation to infrastructure. The diesel that used to run from Montego Bay to Kingston never returned. We never got the diesel back in Jamaica.
Wow.
And I used to love to travel the diesel from Kingston to Montego Bay. And they used to do some brilliant bun and cheese on there as well, Mr. Cain. But seriously.
Well, I think with the heat and the diesel, you can see that, potentially long term. Well, not even long term, because you got breeze out there. That would just blow out.
It did, but the thing is, it tore up sections of the track which they've never replaced. They've got sections of it that run only for commercial freight, but they haven't replaced it from Kingston to Montego Bay. This one, we had a lot of warning because the hurricane was traveling between 3 and 5 miles an hour, and so it had time. Normally they travel between 15 and a bit, or maybe 20, 25 miles an hour, but this one traveled so slow that it gave people time. But the problem was that because it was also slow, a lot of people said it's not coming. And we've been through these hurricanes before. We'll ride the storm out, particularly in Black River. That was what local people were saying, and it hit them very hard. Now, what we've been doing is compiling. We've got clips which Mr. Cain's going to play of live people in Jamaica, their commentaries, the people that are on the ground, the people that have been affected, and we're going to hear some of their stories now.
So this is a segment from the main part of where the hurricane hit, which is St. Elizabeth. That's where my family's from. I've been in contact with them. I've spoken to my dad. I spoke to my brothers, my sisters. We just thank God that everybody's okay. We're unlike most people out there now who live in that region and further down, near Black River and Santa Cruz. The people are getting the aid together. They're putting out small barrels and trying to do as much as they can. So our prayers go out to those families as well, who are, because it's very difficult at the moment. At times it's difficult here. And now this has come up. This is where we need to pull together. But we're going to hear a comment from somebody who was up in St. Elizabeth who was giving us this take on what happened. Now, remembering that, St. Elizabeth is the food hub of the country. But this is what
basket,
the food basket. But this is what he was saying about St. Elizabeth.
Jamaica, this not look good. This not sound good. This not feel good. Many of you might not realize, but St. Elizabeth is the breadwinner for Jamaica. St. Elizabeth is the place that produce food for the entire island mostly. This not look good, it not sound good, it not feel good. But I tell you, no, look into it. It is the breadwinner for the whole entire Jamaica. We produce food for hotel, homes. The whole entire Jamaica depend on St. Elizabeth when it come on to farming. This no look good. It no feel good.
So you can just hear the distress in this man's voice. It doesn't look good. It doesn't feel good. It doesn't sit right with the people of Jamaica on the island, and especially St. Elizabeth, where they got where they got hit. Like we said, I mean, as Ironman said, a Cat 5 category hurricane, which hit the top of the country and went straight the way through. Obviously, there's more clips we can play, but some of the footage you've probably seen on TikTok, YouTube, etc. You see. Now we've got to be very careful because looking at some of them, you can just see there's something a bit not right about them. But the ones you can see, where you can genuinely see where people are taking clips from the island itself, are more doable. I would say more believable than what we're seeing with some of the ones that were
I think
there.
so, and I think that I like to look at the individuals that are like, just as you or I would post something and send something on to WhatsApp or whatever it might be. We take a photograph or film and we send it on. But I also look at a lot of the YouTubers. There were some YouTubers that I was following before, and they've got some kind of a following in Jamaica, and they're also doing lots and lots to help that relief effort. So I like to watch them, and some of their stuff. It's authentic, and it's no AI involved.
No,
it's authentic, and they've got a huge following. They're well known, and their reputation means a lot to them.
So, and we've got to be very careful because, especially in these times, You can see where it's happened. The timing is right near Christmas. People are going to donate now. I did look at some information was sent to me about just beware everybody out there who's sending money. Beware of the fake websites that are up there. It's sad to say, but that's what the reality is, especially with social media. You may just not be sending the money to the person who you think it is. So try and get somebody who's reliable, you've got contact with, trustworthy, and you know that the money's going to go straight to those people. We're going to carry on with another clip, which I found as well, because as you know, there's more than there's hundreds of clips out there, and Ironman's right. You can get some stuff that just look a bit not too right, but we try to get it as close to the ground as possible with the genuine information. This is somebody who was in, I believe it's in Westmoreland where this clip was taken from, and I think the clip that I actually saw, the Andrew Holmes was out there standing around talking to people as well, but I think she was just describing what was going on. But let's take a listen to this.
Majority of things they're doing here, so they're flat, caving, flat. Every roof gone, every roof, as long as you see line down this line, we have life, we don't regard no death run here so far, so we're good.
Which is important.
Life is good, life is good.
We can replace the buildings, we can replace
Alright,
if this time not teach me nothing,
what's blocking
you see, the other day, I was saying to myself that people praise material things so much. And today is the day when everybody asks me, all right, me have life. Everybody appreciate life. At this moment, no big house, no mean nothing. No big car, no mean nothing. No land, no mean nothing. Life is everything right now. Everybody, all right, boy, me lose my house, but me have life. We have life. My house, me lose my shop, me lose everything, but me have life. And that we say, togetherness and life, nothing with vanity. Anybody want brag and boast now, what them all brag about? Homelessness.
Yes, Lord.
Rich and poor, we're homeless.
All
we homeless.
Rich and poor, but on the center.
All my life, me never know. Movie alone, me ever see them sitting here and I never see them. Who signed up that script here? No, who put in that script we don't know about in a real life?
Oh dear, I know we're laughing about it, but you know, as Jamaican people, as we know, right, sometimes we take things and we make joke of it. But the fact that, let's get more back to the serious point of things, is that this woman made it very clear that, you see, all the things that they had out there, all the material things that they were running after, the big house, the big cab, because you know people like let's be real about this. People have a boss and show off, but all these things, when this type of disaster happens, it means nothing. Nothing at all. There was clips where a woman had a little business that she was building up. It's not even reached a pinnacle point in her business, washed away.
And some of these people, that the only thing they've got to rely on, there's no welfare state as such. The only thing they've got to rely on, their little produce that they sell by the side of the road, that has completely gone. They've got no house. They've got no dwellings. They've got nothing to fall back on. And in some cases, you couldn't even get money out the bank in certain areas because there was no power. It's devastating. It's devastating to the island.
But on the flip side of things, I'm not saying that we're not dismissing what's happened, but we can see that the people who love this island, they don't necessarily have to be from that island. People love their island anyway. But the amount of love that people had, especially the tourists who were out there, I don't know if anybody saw that clip, but these people were helping out. They were all different races of people from all over the world.
People love to go to Jamaica. People love Jamaica.
And the culture, the food, you know, the open arms. You know, even in a situation like this, we know that we have to, let's say, clean up your own backyard before you know.
And Jamaica's built on tourism. Tourism is the mainstay of Jamaica. So when people go down there, they feel that. And it's one of the top destinations for tourism in the world. A small island like Jamaica. It really does have a lot to offer for tourists. And people seem to like going back there time and time again.
But in this instance, even with the midst of the hurricane and the devastation, let's play this clip. This is what's happening after the devastation. I think it was 2 or 3 days after. This is what happened in the tourist part of Jamaica.
Where are you from? Indiana. Pittsburgh, PA. Pittsburgh. New Jersey. Where you from? Philadelphia. New Jersey. Where you from? No. All right. Where you from? Florida. Where you from? All right. My lovely lady, where you from? Montreal, Canada. Montreal, Canada is in the house. Where you from, sir? What's up? Sir, where you from? I'm from Iowa. I will appreciate you. Not a problem. In this time of trouble, I will call upon some great friends, and you're one of them. So thanks for your effort. Thanks for everything. No problem. I hope God still will soon back out of this storm. All right? It's a pressure. You moving here? Wow. Make it be end and now with Jamaica. First 2 words that I heard in Jamaica were welcome home. Welcome home. My wife passed away in March. Wow. I have no children. I'm sorry. I've been around the world. I'm sorry. And the best place on earth is Jamaica. Say it again. The best place on earth is Jamaica. What more we want to hear? The best place on earth is...
Wow.
Yeah, wow.
And despite this, the devastation out there, the love for the countries is there. You can just hear it. Why that guy?
So many people come down to help out with that relief effort.
Yeah.
It's encouraging to hear. It's heartening to hear. It really is nice to hear that so many people are kind of giving up their lives to come and help out, their comforts to come and help Jamaica in this time of need.
Absolutely.
Like so many Jamaicans have done. Even when we came over here in the 40s and 50s.
That's right.
There was a call to help rebuild the country. And it's nice to know that we're getting some of that back in this time of need. That's probably another topic, another show.
Yeah.
But I think it's nice to see the kind of leveling out of certain attitudes as well that was prevailing before this.
Yeah.
And sometimes God has a way of making things happen and change. And even from disaster can come something good.
That's right.
And that's what we're praying for Jamaica, continually praying for them. That whatever was meant for, and whatever devastation, destruction it's caused, God can turn it into development.
Yeah. And I think that at this, going off of the back of that is that the fact that they're there now pulling together, because I actually believe that this is a warning sign, as Ironman said, a warning sign for the island, because we've seen things go on years of past. There isn't, as much as we're here saying we're going to hope for those things happen, there are some serious things as we talk now are happening where there is no light. And drastic things are happening to people out there. Again, we may have to touch on that, because again, I heard that live. That was straight information, straight from Jamaica, from a family down in St. Elizabeth, and some people I know who were down in Kingston. There were certain aspects there. I mean, we did hear a friend of mine who lived in Jamaica was talking about what happened. But in saying that, there are some things that are happening behind the scenes which are not good at the moment.
Not good.
It's a long process. It's going to be years of work. We just pray for the families out there and those who are here who are contributing. Just be careful of where you send any money or any kind of transaction.
Do your research. Do your research, and it's best to send it to someone, as Mr. Cain said, local. I'm personally want to contact some of those YouTubers, some of those people that have a reputation. And if they mess up, there's a lot at stake with them. Because a lot of those YouTubers, they make a living from being content creators. So their reputation means everything to them. And especially in this time when that's all they've got. They're still getting subscriptions. They're still, and they also have resources to keep their electronic, because you need a certain amount of technology to do what they do, and they have those resources. That's why you've seen a lot of reports coming from YouTubers. They've got backup generators already.
Yeah.
You know, so they got the means to charge their phones. Some of them are sponsored by the generator companies. So I would rather, I would encourage you to do your research, look and see some of these things that we've spoken about before you send, because it's very important that it gets to the right people.
Absolutely. And like it's coming down to the end of the year, we just hope and pray that everybody who has packed their barrel with their goods inside of it, food, etc., whatever they're putting inside, that it gets to the right people. And we just hope that when it does get there, that the contents, what they put in there, is still in there. Because let's be real, we know that it's desperate times out there. Things are happening. But we're going to leave it there for now. It's Mr. Cain on the Ironman.
Yes, sir. On
Vision Radio 345. Remember, the number to call is 07585 364475. Do not call, just drop a text or drop an email at visionradio345@gmail.com. You can also check out the website, which is www.visionradio345.co.uk. Thanks for coming in, Mr. Ironman.
It's been a pleasure. It's been a pleasure.
You know, we always do analytical shows and things, but obviously we'll try and keep you updated with what's going on. And make sure that you are updated with your family, make sure that they're safe, and we'll leave it at that point. Take care, and we're out.
God bless you.